Well, Mr. Beneil Dariush, the last time I saw you was not that long ago, but it feels like a lifetime, like a different universe, man. I mean, talk to me about this. The beginning of March, you're picking up this amazing knockout win, a career highlight, and now the end of April, we're in a global pandemic, man. What has this stretch been like for you?
It's been incredible. I don't know how it feels for you, but it's been incredible for me. Uh, the
How
link code.
incredible! No, you're good. Incredible.
Okay,
That's a heck of an attitude there.
because think about it. I was so blessed to be able to get a win and just kind of be in a very good place. Well, I know a lot of other people are not. So for me, the way everything played out has been incredible because not only am I in a good place, I'm able to help out other people. Like if someone needs something, I'm in a situation where I can go help out, and that for me is the best. That's when I know I'm living my life the way I'm supposed to be.
Listen, not to get too deep in an MMA interview, but I mean, it is one of the reasons I wanted to reach out to you. I mean, I know you're a man of great faith, and this is a testing time, man. This is a tough time for everybody. So, I mean, how do you kind of deal with the situation? I mean, with the despair and all the sickness and that sort of thing, and still keep on the right path, I guess.
Scripture says trials lead to endurance. And in order to have a fruitful life, we have to be able to endure through the trials. And I think that's kind of where we're at as a country. We have to be able to endure this. And I know it's tough just to say the words, but we have to stick close to each other. We have to help each other out. I think we have to be more compassionate than we are on a regular basis. And that's going to help us get through this. I know a lot of people are struggling much worse than I am, and those are the people I want to reach out to. Those are the people I want to show affection to and love to, so that they know that we're going to get through this. This isn't a forever thing. I don't care how the media wants to play it. This is not a forever thing. We're going to get through this, and we're going to be back to normal. Those who are home with depression or having problems, like, just remember, there's light at the end of the tunnel, and let's just focus on the light.
I dig it, man. Wise words, man. Well, listen, you stay busy. Obviously, I was surprised to see you as part of Justin Gaethje's preparation, part of that team. So, talk to me about how that came about. That you ended up heading there.
Man, I love Justin. He's such a great guy. So what happened was when I fought in Denver. I fought Thiago Moises in Denver. So for the elevation, I went there early. I spent 3 weeks in Denver, and Justin reached out to me and said, "Hey, you need a place to train. You can come to my place." And we had spoken before very shortly, but he just, the way he reached out and helped me out, I was so grateful. And after the fight, I told Coach Trevor, "Look, if Justin ever needs me, I'm here, whatever he needs." And so when they called him for Tony, I made a move. I said, like, "Coach, if you need me, I'll be there." And they reached out to me, and I just showed up to train with him. And it's been such good training. It was such a good week of training. I wish I could have stayed longer.
That's awesome. What's it like? I mean, we know you've got your team down in Southern California. All of a sudden, to kind of transplant to another team, just to help out, obviously temporarily. But is that a weird feeling? I mean, do you fit in right away, or is it like an odd dynamic to start?
So, those you get butterflies when you're gonna fight, and so sparring day, I show up. I'm at Team Elevation, and there's Drew was there, Justin was there, Drew Dober, and I fought Drew before, but we're close, we're good friends. Neil Magny was there, and all these like up and comers, and I'm talking like good guys. Currington Banks, kid named Ben, just a bunch of good guys, and I'm thinking to myself, bro, it feels like I have a fight right now. And anyways, I start warming up like, okay, it's gonna get serious. But it actually turned out Coach Trevor didn't want me to spar with everybody. I would spar one round with Justin, I would take a break, and then spar with him again. So I ended up just majority of the time just working with Justin. But I did get some rounds with the other guys, but not as much as I was hoping for. It was just so interesting how nice they were, but how I still had the butterflies. Like, it's almost like a fight. Like, I was thinking to myself, oh, we're about to get. It's just the way it is, At King's MMA, every Friday is battle day, and it felt like that on Tuesday and Friday in Colorado.
That's awesome, man. Well, we know, I mean, obviously what a great fighter Justin is and how intense he is. I got to think prepping for a guy like Tony Ferguson, who's, on an insane level as well. I mean, what is that process like? I mean, are you guys trying to mimic Tony Ferguson at all? Or is it really just about like pace and pressure that is going to be there? What's the preparation process like?
I was trying to mimic him. I was trying to be similar to Justin. Obviously, we somewhat same body type, as we have somewhat of the same skill set. I have good jiu-jitsu. I can throw punches and bunches as necessary. I can switch stances. So I was doing all that, and I was trying to keep a high pace. But in terms of pace, I think Usman was the guy who really put the pace on. Kamaru was just showed up, and man, he can put on a pace, and Justin just kept up with him, no problem. So it would be Kamaru, and then it would be myself. It would be Kamaru, and then it would be myself. And I was thinking to myself, what the heck? Justin is he's a machine, man. And like, I made sure to get into the positions that are most uncomfortable for Justin. I made sure to go out there and do everything awkward and do everything with a surprise. So, and Justin just kind of walked through everything, including training with Kamaru. I was really impressed, man. I thought to myself, dude, this guy is special.
That's awesome, man. I mean, listen, obviously you've been in the camp, so I've got to think you're going to be pulling for him. But I mean, what do you think? I mean, his chances of winning this fight, Tony Ferguson is a tough riddle, right? I mean, the thing that he's been on. So what does Justin have that you point to go like, that's what's going to get it done?
And Tumbleweed Ferguson. I don't know how to explain Tony, but like you said, he seems to be honestly unbreakable inside that octagon. So if you don't put him away, it just seems very difficult win. It's hard to imagine winning against Tony Ferguson in a 5-round fight. That's why it was so interesting to see Khabib and Tony, because Khabib is a guy who does win every time he goes to. He just wins in general. And Tony, you just don't see him losing because the way he fights, because he gets more tenacious as the rounds go. And that was the interesting thing. But now with Justin, things change, because Justin's the kind of guy, like, he just needs one punch and the fight just changed. And I think that's presents something different in this game. Similar to how Michael Johnson beat Tony Ferguson, I think Justin can do something similar, where he does touch you and you all of a sudden think to yourself, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't go across. You draw a line in the sand, and once he does touch you, you say, wait, maybe I shouldn't cross that line. So if Tony does continue to cross that line, I think Justin's going to knock him out, or he's going to try to play from a distance, which again, I think that's good for Justin, and Justin will knock him out because the kid's got so much power.
Yeah, I don't see any way this fight's not going to be exciting, man. It's not the fight we wanted, maybe, but dude, it's still going to be a great fight.
With everything being shut down, this might be one of the most exciting things we've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, no question about it. Let's talk about you, man. 4 wins in a row. I didn't realize 3 bonuses in a row too, man. That's big stuff there, man.
Yeah, man.
So talk about where you're at, man. I mean, I know you had the kind of a rough stretch, and I know it wasn't easy for you, but now, man, you got to be riding high.
Definitely. And it's really been just understanding my body better, because when I was 20 to 25 to even actually later to like 28, I just didn't get the whole idea of therapy, physical therapy, rehab, go get a massage. Like, it just sounded like a waste of time when I could just be doing more drilling. I could be doing more training, and I could be improving. But ever since I figured that out, I'm so much healthier and doing so much better. I mean, I'm still not great at it. I still need to do better in terms of that, but just that's been one of the key things, being healthy for a fight and coming in 100%. I feel if I can come in 100%, there really isn't anybody who's going to get in my way.
Nice. I know you got a lot of love after your last fight, not only for the great fight, but also, you kind of mentioned the charitable opportunities that you were going to try to impart. Now, of course, the world has shut down since then, so I know that wasn't possible. But give me an idea.
Actually,
I mean,
it hasn't slowed down, because in Haiti, there's not a whole lot of coronavirus. Haiti's very hot, and they don't. I'm assuming it's because they don't really have the medical capacity to really report the numbers. So I've actually been I've followed through, and we're hoping to open up in the middle of May.
That's awesome, man. I figured that the travel ban kind of changed everything. So talk about the status of it, kind of what you hope to accomplish that. We mentioned it briefly on Fight Night, but I wanted to ask you more about it.
So we have a we have a church in Haiti. It's run by a Haitian pastor named Leo, and he's taking he's pretty much taking care of everything there. And we've kind of stayed in contact. I'm supposed to go visit him at the end of May to check everything else, but we got a house, we got the proper furniture, and we prepared the food. The kids are going to be coming in May 15th, and we're just kind of going to go from there. Once I visit the kids, I'm hoping to kind of, I just, it's going to be a step by step. Right now, we figured out the shelter. We figured out who's going to take care of them. That's step one. There's also step two is how do you want to raise these kids? In a place like Haiti, you have to think of it as a war ground. You want to build up soldiers, and I don't mean physical, like going to battle, but I mean spiritual soldiers. You want to build up people who are going to go there, and they're going to change Haiti. They're going to change the island of Haiti, because what that place needs is love, and that's the kind of soldiers we're hoping to make out of these kids, and that's the game plan right now.
That's awesome, man. Props to you for doing that. Well, let's talk about your fight career, man. You were one of the lucky ones. You got the big fight in before the layoff here, but now it looks like we're getting back to action next week. So talk to me, man. What's the plan? Are you looking to book something, or are you wanting to wait a little while? Are you willing to go to this fight island, wherever that is? What's the plan for you, man?
I was going to jump into fight. I think it was May. Ollie talked to me about May before everything shut down, but then we got my MRI back, and my MCL is actually fully torn. So now I've been doing physical therapy. I'm hoping to get back in by July. I didn't realize how bad my MCL was until we got the MRI, and then kind of realizing once the fight wore off and just kind of cooled down, and I realized, oh crap, they're right. I'm not able to do what I was able to do before, and not move the way I want. Being in the fight, the adrenaline is so high, you don't even notice it. I didn't even notice my knee for like 3 days after the fight. I was just like, whatever, it's just a little swollen. And once we got it checked out, and I was like, okay, this is actually more serious than I thought. I was so happy. I was so grateful that I didn't have to get surgery, because that would have put me away for a while.
No doubt. Well, what do you think when you come back? I mean, when you're ready to go, I mean, knocking on the door of those rankings again, right? I mean, are there names? Are there numbers? What do you expect?
I mean, if you think about it, I have 12 wins since I joined the UFC. I think MMA Junkie posted it. I have more wins in the span of time I've been in the UFC than I think anyone else. I don't remember exactly what the stat was, but looking at just that, I think I'm ready for a top 5 or top 7 kind of guy. Like it just doesn't make sense for me to continue to fight guys who are up and comers or experienced guys or like possible prospects. Like I fought all those guys already. I think it's time for a contender, so I can move forward. That makes the most sense to me, but we'll see what Sean has to say and what the UFC will say.
No doubt. Well, hopefully the knee continues to heal up and you get a big fight in the summertime and we keep the schedule going. Last thing, like I said, never want to get too deep in an MMA interview, but I did, I can always rely on you for some wisdom, man. So for people right now that are out there, maybe struggling a little bit, or maybe, just don't even know what to think with everything that's going on in the world. What's your message to the world right now, man?
Open up your Bible and read God's word. It's going to change you. It's going to prepare you, and you will be a better person coming out of this.
I like it, man. Well, brother, I always appreciate the opportunity to catch up with you. Like I said, hopefully we'll see you in a big fight this summer.
Sounds good. Take care, brother.